Hello everybody, and today I'm starting a new Minecraft world, and I'm recording because I figured I may as well document it, because it makes really good video material. So yeah, this is kind of like the third evolution of my modded Minecraft worlds. You see, like 3 years ago, I had a Minecraft modded beta world. Played on that one for a while. It's when I discovered Industrialcraft and a lot of other mods that I enjoy. And after that, I made another world on beta 1.8 with Industrialcraft, Buildcraft, and a few other mods I really enjoyed. And I played on that one for a while, and I even updated it a few times to 1.2.5. And along the way, I added stuff like Railcraft and Forestry. And now this time around, I'm playing on Minecraft 1.7.10. Speaking of mods, let's go over the ones that I have included. Now, of course, I have Industrialcraft 2. And then, of course, I also have Buildcraft, Forestry, Railcraft, Climate Control, Gainy Surface. I have some survival and challenge mods like Hardcore Darkness, Hunger Overhaul, and Darwin Sprinting System. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited to build a lot of cool stuff and show off these mods a little bit. Alright, now as for world settings, I'm going to keep everything default, but I do have Climate Control installed, which is like a world generation mod. And I configured it in a way to kind of bring back the old continental world generation from updates before 1.7, because the only thing I don't like about 1.7 is its world gen, so I wanted to bring back the continental one from the previous version. So that's all I really did, and I removed a lot of the 1.7 biomes that I think are ugly, like the savanna. Alright, we made it. Looks like we spawned next to a swamp, desert, and forest, and plains. I'm very fond of this, okay. This could actually be really promising, because I like all three of these biomes. There's a huge cave over here. In fact, like, look at the desert, like, spilling into it. That's kind of cool looking. What an interesting land formation. And I see some iron in our first new ore over there. That's uranium. It's an Industrialcraft ore. It's really just for late game stuff, like it's fuel for nuclear reactors. So I'm not even going to bother mining it for now, to be honest, because I just don't need it. It's not going anywhere, though, so eventually when I do need it, yeah, I think I'm just going to collect these trees, and then I'm going to go get food, and then look for somewhere to live, probably. I'll also take the iron and stone from that cave we found. Also, these victims, I'm going to need to harvest their pork as well. Alright, let's get tools. Yeah, I definitely want to get a lot of food. It's worth noting that with Hunger Overhaul, if your hunger bar completely runs out, you die immediately. Which honestly, it sounds really annoying, but it's honestly not that big a deal. Because I'm pretty sure overall you'll eat less with this mod installed. And also, you regenerate health even if you're not at full hunger, so it's a trade-off, I guess. And I'm just going to keep killing these pigs. I don't really care to, like, save 2 of them and breed them. These pigs are just kind of worthless in terms of, like, animals. Because if you think about it, cows give food and leather, chickens give food and feathers, sheep give food and wool. So honestly, I don't even care if all these guys are dead or not. Also, yeah, Hunger Overhaul kind of nerfs how food stacks. Instead of being able to hold an entire stack of it in one slot, you can only hold a certain amount of food depending on how much hunger that the food gives you. Like, raw pork chop doesn't give a lot, but cooked pork chop does give a lot, so that's why this will only stack to 8, but this will stack only to 4. It's interesting, I guess, and it looks like I cannot mine uranium with a stone pickaxe. Alright. So yeah, I guess I'll talk a little bit about the actual mods that I have installed. Just for those of you who might be new to my channel and don't know what they are. Industrialcraft. That's like the main mod I'm going to be playing around with. You will not hear me shut up about that one, by the way. That is my favorite mod that I've ever played in my life. Pretty much what that does is it adds a bunch of processing and machines to the game that just make your Minecraft life more interesting, in some aspects easier if you work hard enough. Like, it's a mod that will significantly improve your Minecraft quality of life as long as you put the effort in. Because it is a little complicated, but if you do take the time to learn it, you can make your life way easier in this game. Because it adds a lot of machines that can process stuff for you. You can double your ores, you can extract resources like flint and dirt from gravel and plants respectively. There's also like really powerful armor that takes a long time to craft, but can give you some really good buffs. It's just really interesting. It's really handy. It also adds an entire electrical and voltage system to the game that the machines use. But yeah, other mods we have installed. We have Buildcraft, which honestly just goes hand in hand with Industrialcraft. That one adds item pipes for like item transportation, as well as a bunch of building related machines, like automatic building and filling tools to place a bunch of blocks for you. There's also quarries that dig out giant chunks of area. Well, guys, it looks like the sun is setting on our first day. I'm doing pretty good. The only thing I'm missing is, like, a house, I guess. No idea if this is going to be my permanent residence, but I am just going to, like, hunker down here, because it's getting late and I don't want to die. Worth noting, I have Hardcore Darkness installed, and that mod makes things get really dark at nighttime, because it removes the brightness cap. So all that really means is completely dark areas in this game will be pitch black. There we go. I'm pretty safe and sound. I actually just realized I forgot to install that mod, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, this is what it looks like outside. Makes a big difference, huh? Yeah, I basically can't see anything. I don't know what that light over there is coming from, but there's something over there lighting up the land. Yeah, don't expect me to always record the mining footage in these, like, videos. because it's kind of boring, but I will record a little bit of mining because, you know, it's like the first night, so I may as well. In the future, though, I will probably cut it out. It'll be off-camera mining. Oh, yeah. But yeah, other mods we got installed. We got forestry, and that's a really good, like, Buildcraft add-on. At least it used to be a Buildcraft add-on back in, like, 1.2. I think it can be used standalone now in 1.7, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, that mod adds a bunch of new, like, farming-related activities, like giant multi-block farms for, like, automation. There's also bees for some resource generation. And it also adds genetics to, like, trees and bees, so you can breed trees and bees to get new types. Like you can see here, if I just type sapling, look at all the new saplings in the game. None of these generate, though. I have to breed, like, existing trees to get them. Another mod I have installed is Ganny's Surface, which is kind of just, like, a general, like, tweaks and, like, cool stuff mod. I have some of its features disabled just because I don't find them particularly, like, cool or interesting or maybe even overpowered. But I do have quite a bit of it turned on. You can see here it adds these cool, like, display cases for items, as well as backporting a bunch of release 1.8 stuff. Like, you can see we have all the, like, different, like, wood types for signs, buttons, and, like, other crap. And also banners and sponges in the slime block, which is pretty nice. I could have it for, like, diorite and prismarine and stuff, but I have that disabled, to be honest. Because I always thought the way those blocks generate in Minecraft is kind of, like, almost like weird. And the pre-texture update textures for all those blocks are really ugly. I'm sorry. Like pre 1.14 diorite is just bad. We all know it's like infamous for being bad, right? I'm gonna secure the cave before I mine these ores. Nice, I got it. Crisis averted. I hear another one though. I'm kind of terrified. I know I passed by 2 new ores, but we'll talk about that later. We have to kill this guy first. Nice, and he gave me a bow. Uh-oh. Can I even use this? I don't have arrows, bro. Please die, because I don't have a bed. I'm not gonna... Uh-oh. You know what? I'm just gonna leave. I need to regenerate health before I keep doing this. If I die here, I'm gonna freak out. Yeah, keep in mind I don't have a bed, so if I die, I'm gonna be outside in pitch black, and I'm gonna have a hard time getting over here. Even though I'm still at spawn, like my world spawn is just like that way, it's gonna be hard for me to find this place because of how dark it is. Now, the only other, like, really big content mod I have in this mod pack is Railcraft. And Railcraft is an amazing mod. First of all, it adds, like, a bunch of cool decorative blocks, I guess, as well as some more machines. But it also adds a ton of new minecart rails to the game. It also lets you, like, link minecarts together. And it also adds chunk loaders. It's a really good mod for that kind of thing. And because I have a mod that, like, nerfs sprinting, the minecarts are actually really useful. These are the last 2, like, new ores from these mods, I believe. Now, firstly, we got copper, and this ore is fantastic. I'm never gonna get enough of this stuff. It's used for a lot of crafting applications, most notably for, like, energy cables for transporting energy that the machines use. It's really good for that sort of thing. And then there's also tin, which is this other ore right here. It's just, like, a general, like, crafting item. It's used for, like, making bronze. It's used for making batteries. It's pretty cool, I guess. I need this one less, but it's still good, I suppose. Alright, my pickaxe, bro. I actually have another pickaxe. You know what? But I'm not even gonna use this, to be honest. I'm gonna go back to the surface. I'm gonna smelt my iron, and I'm gonna make some armor, and then I'm going to make a pickaxe as well. And then I'll come back down here, probably. Unless it's daytime. Then I'm gonna go build. Okay, what's the word? Did it just turn day? Oh, it's been day for a while. It's almost noon. Well, that's good. I'm going to smelt this, and I'm gonna go get water in real life. Alright, yeah, I think I'm gonna stop the recording now, and I'll get back to you guys when I find a spot that I want to live. Okay, so I found this beautiful land formation over here, and I think I'm gonna bring my lackluster belongings over here. And I'm gonna live in these mountains, because this is kind of a beautiful spot. It's in kind of a bad neighborhood, but it's not a big deal. Alright, it's been about like an hour and a half. And this is my building progress so far, digging out the mountain. It's actually turning day right now, I think. No, not even close. But yeah, I'm really just building this like off the dome. I have like no plans for this space at all. But it's going well enough. Over here is where I plan to build the bridge, and I want to have stuff on that side of the mountain. And then in here, I just have a bed, and I have like some extra gear, like if I were to die, to collect my stuff, I guess. It's welfare tier gear, but it'll do. Arguably, the nicest thing in my entire house is this patch of coal sticking out of the wall. I'm actually pretty much out of iron. I have 1 ingot left, so I'm using stone tools to build this whole thing. It's going okay, as you can see. Alright, I'll get back to you guys when I make some notable progress. Now at this point, I think it's finally time I get started on Industrialcraft. At least get some like basic machines and power generation set up. Although if I want to do that, I have to go out and get rubber, so I made this tree tap right here to do that. If you have a keen eye, you may notice this different colored furnace right here. It's an iron furnace, because yeah, I actually found a cave in that direction, and I got a bunch of iron and copper and tins and coal, so that was cool. But yeah, this iron furnace is pretty much the same as like a regular furnace, but it smelts items faster and it also uses less fuel. It's pretty handy, I guess. I'm gonna go out and look for rubber trees. They kind of camouflage, but they're kind of easy to spot if you pay attention. The trees that have like those pointy tops. Like you see how the rest of these trees have kind of like flat tops? Well, the rubber trees have pointy tops. I see some over there I'll get. Now here they are up close. Now I could chop these down regularly, but I'm actually not going to do that yet because they have these little orange spots on them. And I want to right click on them with my tree tap and I'll get sticky resin. And the sticky resin is what I smelt to get rubber, which is like what I need for cables and batteries and generators and everything Industrialcraft related. This is actually the last resource that I needed. Normally you don't want to do this, but I'm going to click on the spots multiple times. Because if you do that, you have a chance to get extra. I'm getting very unlucky here. I'm not getting any. There it is. There, I just got a bunch out of that one. But yeah, clicking on it more than once has a chance to exhaust the resin spot, and then it will never give resin again. Now, normally I'd care about that if I had like a rubber plantation over here, but it doesn't really matter right now because I'm cutting down these trees anyway. Because I would like to have a rubber plantation like by my house. Alright, this is kind of fantastic. I got 8 of them now. 9 of them, actually. Okay. Alright, I'm good. Let's get out of here. And then I'll build a rubber plantation by my actual mountain. Also, yeah, I know you might have saw me smelt iron ingots earlier. And that's because they turn into refined iron ingots. And this is what I need to make, like, machines. Because you can see with 8 refined iron, I can make the actual machine block itself. And this is kind of what stores all the parts needed for, like, the actual machine. Saying machine too many times makes it stop sounding like a word. Also, just because I'm an overachiever, I'm going to turn these other 2 furnaces into iron ones. Actually, maybe not. That's a little wasteful. We'll do one of them. Also, what's nice is these iron furnaces can actually be upgraded 2 more times into, like, actually good furnaces. Alright, now that I got 6 rubber, I can use this for a certain material. 6 rubber like this, 3 copper. I can get some copper cables. And now these can be used for, like, moving energy from place to place. But we'll talk about that later. Right now, I just want batteries. I just realized I can't do this yet. I need redstone if I want to do like anything Industrialcraft related. What? Alright, I'm gonna go mine for redstone and I'll be back. Okay, it is a new day. It's a new day in real life, not Minecraft. Yeah, I went on a very successful mining trip last night and I got a lot of good resources. Like, let me just show you. Look at all that iron and tin and copper. Of course, I got over a stack of redstone, got some lapis too. Also, there's 2 new ores I don't think I've talked about, silver and peridot. They're not that important, so I didn't feel like recording to mention them. No diamonds, unfortunately, but I'll get them at some point. Also, I forgot to do this when I made the mod pack, but I just installed open blocks, and I made one of its XP drains to store all my levels. Because I don't know if you saw in the last clip, but I had a lot of XP. Seriously, if I were to die with over 40 levels, I would probably need to be hospitalized in real life. But yeah, enough jibber jabber. Let's actually start crafting stuff, shall we? With all these new resources that we have. Now, to get started in Industrialcraft, I'm going to make a generator. And a generator needs these batteries to be crafted, and it also needs a furnace like this. Take the furnace, take the machine block, take the battery, boom, we got a generator. Now, these things are fantastic because this is what I use for actually getting energy, and the energy is what I use to power all the machines and the tools that I like. It's pretty simple, just like put coal or other burnables in here, and you can see this little red buffer is going up, and that's the energy that I have. And now the second machine I'm going to make is an extractor. Now, the extractor is like the perfect example for what Industrialcraft machines do. To make it, I'm going to need an electronic circuit. It's like just like a crafting component. And now with the circuit, the machine block, and 4 tree taps. I thought I made 4 of them. I guess not. I can make the extractor. Now I'm going to fill up this battery with some of the energy from the generator. And I'm just going to stick this directly into the extractor. I could connect them with cables, but I'm not there yet. I don't have good enough energy. I don't feel like it right now. I really shouldn't have turned all of my sticky resin into rubber. I'm gonna go find a wild rubber tree, and I'm just gonna get some rubber real quick. Yeah, this mountain looks a lot cooler without all the trees. Alright, now you know how smelting sticky resin only gives you 1 rubber? Well, now that I have this new extractor, I actually get a lot more rubber from it. You can see by extracting the resin, I get 3 instead of 1. That's like the whole gist of Industrialcraft. Use resource to make machine to get more resource. It's like investing. Unrelated, but one handy thing I find about the iron furnace is how it actually keeps like the warmth after you're done cooking stuff, so it doesn't waste the coal. All right, now the last thing I wanted to make is a mining drill, and this doodad will just really improve like my mining experience. Think of it like a pickaxe that doesn't break after running out of durability. You just can't use it when it runs out. Now the mining drill runs off energy, so I just got it out of the generator, and then it mines like a pickaxe and like a shovel. It works like both, which is cool. Although after I mine a bunch, this thing is gonna run out of energy, and then I can't use it till I charge it again. So that's like the only caveat, I guess. All right, there we go. I got 3 flames. flint. Alright, now this last machine is going to require a machine block, of course. And then I'm going to need a circuit. That's just a given. Just like when making machines, just assume you're going to need a circuit for it. Now I need to orient the items like this, and I got a macerator. This is like my favorite thing in the world, to be honest with you. Now, not only is this thing useful for getting me more flint, but the reason why I saved a bunch of my ores and haven't smelted them yet is because what the macerator can do to them. Now, notice how I have one iron chunk in here. Normally, this would just smelt into one ingot if I smelted it directly. Putting it in the macerator gave me 2 iron dust, and I can actually smelt both of these dusts for an ingot each. So essentially, I just doubled my ore that way if I process it through the macerator first, which I'm pretty much only going to be doing from here on out now that I have one. While you guys weren't looking, I made some cool gadgets I want to show you. This isn't really a gadget, but first of all, I have a rubber plantation outside now. This is pretty simple. I just planted a bunch of rubber trees and then I pruned all the leaves off them, so now I can see all the resin spots. Also, I'm pretty sure if I actually chop down the trees, they will stop making resin. I don't know how true that is, but that's why I haven't cut like all the extra logs down. It's pretty cool. I even got like spare tree taps in here. It's a good little system. Maybe I'll even automate it with forestry. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it with that. But yeah, the thing I wanted to show you guys, I just made a backpack. Think of it like wearing 6 extra batteries on my back, and it's kind of nice because say I'm using like tools that use electricity. See how I just broke that dirt and it completely replenished my mining drill? The energy came from the backpack, so pretty much instead of having 10,000 EU on this mining drill, add another 60,000, so I have 70,000 total energy I can use in the mining drill now. So I can actually use this for kind of a while, which is nice. Also, the other thing I want to make real quick to like improve my quality of life is the static boots. And what's cool about them is as I walk, they should put a little bit of energy into my backpack. I'm sure if I sprint, it'll put a lot. Yeah, this is kind of nice. This is just for extra energy. I guess I can get it from walking. All right, I've been playing for a few hours. I should show you guys some of the home improvements that I made. So you can see in like this little crafting room, I like made it all wood. This is still kind of work in progress, but over here I have a very nice storage room. I don't know if I'm going to keep the windows like this. I think I kind of like it. Might change it in the future, we'll see. And then I have a hallway over here in preparation for a proper machine room probably, and I think I'd like to have like a railroad over here at some point when I get to that stage in the game. So that's kind of cool. But right now I want to show you guys a doohickey that I'd like to make right now. It's another Industrialcraft related one, and it's made out of bronze, and I made a bunch of bronze while I was like playing. You make it with some of the copper and tin dust, and then you just smelt it. So yeah, I'm going to take some of this bronze, and I'm going to make a wrench. Now, in Industrialcraft, you cannot break the machines you craft with, like, a pickaxe or a drill or anything, because then it just destroys the machine, and you only get the block back. But if I right-click on these with a wrench, I actually do get the machines back. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to move all the scrap out of this room, because I'm going to build an actual machine room soon. So yeah, I think I'm going to actually record some building footage. But yeah, I'm just thinking about how else I want to build in here. So I want to start preparing like an actual proper like machine room. I want to have a hallway here, I believe. Also, I think I might cut out this doorway and just make a hallway into here. I'm thinking about that. And another thing I want to do, I think, is expand this room by 1 block. Just so this hallway can mean even 2 blocks instead of 1 block. So I can dig it out like this and then expand the wall again like a block that way. I'm just thinking out loud here. Looks like my iron axe finally broke. Honestly, something I should make right now before I actually start like any serious construction is of course another Industrialcraft gadget. And now the thing I'm about to make is pretty similar to the drill that I already made, but it's the axe version of that. Also, fun fact, you can make circuits this way. But yeah, with a battery and an electronic circuit and refined iron like this, I can make a chainsaw. And the chainsaw is quite the handy gadget. I think I'm just gonna set up my machine crap in this room, at least for now until I build a proper machine room. So yeah, I'm gonna fill this up with energy real quick. Also, have a little hopper here for filtering batteries in. It's kind of smart-ish, I guess. But yeah, chainsaw, what's up with that, huh? Finally, I can ditch my disgusting iron sword. But yeah, the chainsaw is really cool. Kind of like how the mining drill functions as a shovel and pickaxe, the chainsaw functions as a sword and an axe. So it does, like, attack damage, and it cuts down trees really quickly. And I think, yeah, it works as shears, too. I was not 100% sure if that was the case. I just learned something new today. I assume that because it can break leaves and like actually give you the block. And shears can do that. I wasn't expecting it to actually like give me the wool too. That's amazing. But yeah, enough shear glazing. It chops wood really quickly. So it's a really good weapon, plus shears, plus axe. What is there not to love? I'm worried this room is almost like too big and it doesn't really serve much of a purpose, but I'm sure eventually I'll think of something. There we go. This room honestly just looks okay. I don't have like issues with it, I guess. This is not the worst looking room I've ever built. Alright, you want to talk machine stuff or what? I'm kind of curious how thick this side of the mountain is. I hear a pig, so I must be close to the edge over here. Right here, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to make a bronze pickaxe, like, as a spare. Yeah, what's really nice, the reason why I made so much bronze, and I'm actually wearing bronze armor right now, It's pretty much the exact same as iron, but it has a little bit less durability, and also you don't make it out of iron. Because you make it out of copper and tin, which are very common, to be honest. So that way you don't have to spend valuable iron on tools, you can make bronze tools instead. And save iron for actual valuable stuff, like machines. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought he was gonna live for a sec. Nope. Alright, yeah, this is low-key, like, the perfect spot for this machine room, actually. Because I can put, like, an electrical room behind it. And it's also far enough away from the other rooms where I can have cables in the walls and, like, it wouldn't cause any problems. I think we just found the spot, ladies and gentlemen. If you've seen my videos before, you're probably familiar with how I like to build my machine rooms. I usually format them like this. You can see I got space for machines here, here, here. And usually I do like a power supply in one of these slots. Works really well. Alright, I think the last thing I'm gonna do before I actually start moving stuff in there is I'm going to build iron doors. Alright, now I think I'm gonna start moving stuff into my machine room. Although there is one little doohickey I need to make real quick, known as the bat box, which is short for battery box. And pretty much what it does is it's just a receptacle that stores like a huge amount of energy. You need one right now. Just so that way I can start storing all the energy I get from solar and from like my generators and stuff. And then my machines can take the energy directly out of that instead of like me having to replace batteries all the time. Alright, making it is pretty simple. Just do it like this. Alright, there we go. But yeah, just right click on it. You can see it has this little buffer, and that's because of all the energy that it stores. Alright, I'm going to connect it with a cable to the generator. And now if I put some coal in here, you can see energy is going directly in here through the cable. It's very nice. Alright, now I can actually start moving my machines in here. I'm going to do that. Oh crap, that one broke. Yeah, the wrench, it doesn't always give you the machine back. It only has a chance. That's just fantastic. I just lost the other one too, oh my goodness. That is extremely unlucky, because now I have to recraft these. That's just fantastic. Whatever. I have a lot of material. It's not like the biggest deal, I guess. It's just a little annoying. Alright, now I gotta think about how I want to do this, because we need to talk about a little thing called energy loss. Pretty much the way cables work is the amount of blocks that energy has to travel. Eventually, I'm gonna start losing energy the farther the energy has to travel. All that really means is my cables can't be too long, or else I'm gonna start losing energy for no reason. So I'll just put my machines as close as possible for now. Normally, I kind of like having them sorted, like I have like my macerators here, I'll have an extractor and compressor here, my furnace is here. But right now, that's just not gonna do, because of, I don't have those. But yeah, it looks like I'm in pretty good shape. I don't even need these worthless batteries anymore. I actually think that machine room would look a lot better if I used stone bricks instead of cobblestone. So I'm gonna make a bunch of stone bricks. All right, let's make this like it wasn't bought on welfare. All right, there we go. Not half bad, only like a quarter bad because I have to get the ceiling. There we go. The rest of my stone will smelt. Right now, though, if I look at it from certain angles, it does not look terrible. I actually like this quite a bit. I have a lot of extra stone bricks, so I think I'm going to make this hallway out of stone bricks as well. I'm probably going to have to mess with this at some point. It does not look great in certain angles. It does not look the best. Like, those three cables do not have to be there. I actually do have an idea on how I can fix that. I'll do that a little bit later. Alright, let's actually fix those cables now that I did the walls in there. So there's this handy little item I can make called a painter. And pretty much I use these to dye cables so that way certain colors don't touch each other. So I can save 2 cables that way, so less energy loss. I don't remember exactly how to make them. I think it was like this. Okay, fine, I'll check. I got that very wrong. All right, now all I gotta do is cut this cable right here, and I can just like line this wall with torches or something. Get a little bit of light in there. And now the other thing I'm gonna do is I'll paint that, and then I'll paint this one. Yeah, so they don't touch anymore. And then I can just have some glass, and that looks a lot better. Actually, maybe it'd be kind of wise if I broke that, so that way I can access this whenever I want, so I can just like shove stuff into the battery box and charge it. I want to make some electrical furnaces now. I want to actually convert all these into electrical furnaces now that I'm able. I'm definitely getting low on redstone, like dangerously low. I'm gonna have to go mining soon. I'm probably gonna make an actual proper mine finally and stop mining in caves. I've been getting all my resources from caves, and I kind of would rather strip mine, to be honest. All right, there we go. Furnaces, electric ones. Alright, as I'm thinking about where I want to put a mine, I honestly think, like, putting it, like, directly in this wall is as good of a place as any. And I'm not really using this space for much of anything, really, so I think this will do. So yeah, I'm just going to make ladders. I'm going to go all the way down there, and I think I'm going to do mining, and I'll get back to you guys when I do something cool. Well, this is kind of interesting. I forgot that I'm in an extreme hills biome, and in 1.7, emeralds spawn here. I totally forgot emeralds were in this version. That's fantastic. But yeah, I'm at Y11. I don't know how much I'm going to record, but I do want to record a little bit of mining down here, just in case I get diamonds. I want to get that on camera. I think I just found a 3 vein of uranium right here. That's fascinating. I've never found that much on a vein before. We got him! We actually just found diamonds! There's a lot of them too. It looks like there's at least 4. That's so lucky. I don't know what I'm even going to use them on yet. Probably 3 to upgrade my drill, but then I don't know what I do after that. Also, I see I just mined into a cave with a creeper in it. We'll tackle that later. Let me get this tin first. So glad I got that on camera, the diamonds. Oh, whoa, why is the creeper so quick? Alright, now I want to talk about this really handy machine that I just created. This is the miner. I crafted it with a machine block and some circuits and some mining pipes, which are crafted like this. And this is a really handy block, because what it does is it just automatically mines for you, like ores and stuff. It drills straight to the bottom of the world and it collects all the ores around it, and then it spits them into a chest. So I'll put that chest here. It's really a cool thing. This is what the interface looks like. All I really have to do is give it a mining drill, which I made an extra mining drill, because I don't want to give it a diamond one yet. Maybe once I have enough diamonds, I'll give it a diamond drill. I don't know what that would change about it. And it also needs a scanner. I have an OD scanner. And what it does is it tells you like the ore density in an area that you use it. In fact, I should probably use this to find a better spot for this miner. Because what's the ore density over here? Yeah, 32. I saw like a 50 over here. It also has an upgrade called the OV scanner. And this one tells you the ore value. So it doesn't tell you like exactly what ores are under you, but it tells you how good the ores under you are. Like if it's diamonds, there'll be a higher value where you are. Or if it's like coal, it'll be a lower value. I'm pretty sure, to my understanding, I'm not 100% sure how these work exactly. That sounds about right. And also there's a bunch of upgrades I noticed to these, like different ranged ones, which I'm really interested in. And there's an adjustable one. I've never crafted any of those before. Maybe at some point I'll do that. I don't know if it works with this though, so I guess we'll see whenever I get there. Alright, now the last thing I need to get it set up is a mining pipe. I need to give it a bunch of mining pipes because every mining pipe equals 1 block like deeper that it digs. And I'm also going to give it this power supply. I just have a bat box for it here. I'm probably just going to periodically refill it with batteries every once in a while, but if I really wanted to, if I really felt like it, I could give it solar panels. It's actually really nice about this thing. It's a low voltage, which is nice because a lot of the more advanced machines require like medium voltage, and those need like a lot of diamonds and gold to really get into. And obviously I don't have that. I'm like middle class at the moment in terms of Minecraft. But it's really nice. A machine like this, I would expect to require like medium or high voltage, but no, it's actually pretty humble. Also, a little bit of stuff I did off camera. I don't think I showed this off yet, but I have a little staircase to a second floor. And this is where I got all my solar panels set up. Also outside here, you can see I expanded my farm a bunch. Very sizable now. In fact, I could even harvest some of these crops. It's nice because now I don't have to go hunting for food. I can just grow it here. Alright, now if I give this energy... Yeah, I can hear it making noise, and it should be digging right now. Like, eventually I'm going to see it, like, replace this dirt with a pipe, and then dirt will go in here, I think. Yo, there it is. And I'll just be letting this do its thing. I'm going to keep giving it batteries, like, probably every day in Minecraft. And I'll be in pretty good shape. I'll have this automatically mined for me while I'm mining, like, in a cave. But yeah, that's going to do it for episode 1. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, join my Discord, follow my Twitter. Play Industrial Basis, subscribe to my second channel, visit my website, and goodbye.